Hey everybody, this is Sandra Anne. Welcome to the Sanctum. So today I'm reviewing the Priestess of Light Oracle deck by Sandra Anne Taylor and Kimberly Weber. Now, as you probably remember, Sandra Anne Taylor did the original deck for the Energy Oracle, and then she also recently did another deck called the Quantum Oracle, which I'm going to review too. Yeah. I have to go grab that deck from work, actually. I have the box, I don't have the deck. But I wanted to review this deck because I love this deck. It's by Hay House. So, as you know, Hay House has all their cards cut to a certain size, which makes it really cool when you want to combine decks. The book is really well done. The cards, there is a introduction to them. There talks about reading the cards. So there is a preparing to read, an invocation, some layouts that you can do, 7-card cross, a 9-card spread, energy circle, the road, and then the card meanings. And there's no pictures in here, but it has an interesting thing because it talks about what the card means. A little informational piece, and then an affirmation, which I find really kind of helpful when you're doing like a card of the day pick. That affirmation really kind of goes far with you. So I really like that part. So the other nice thing about this deck is this box is really nice. The inside has a reflection of the kind of like the outside of the with the priestess, and it says, "Become your own priestess of light. Celebrate your eternal power in the sacred ceremony that is your life," which I think is awesome. So I'm going to show you the deck. Now, one thing that is tough is the fact that this backing is not symmetrical both ways. So after a while, you can tell which way is up and which way is down. Which is kind of but at the same time too, I can understand why. But these cards are magnificent. I mean, like, wow. So you have death and rebirth, darkness to light, which is great having keywords down here. So you don't have to always refer to the book. Soul radiance, phoenix rising, deep emotions, unknown feelings, past life influences. I mean, when you just look at these cards just call to you. It's just like, give it to me. Duality, many meanings, misunderstanding, sacred purpose, eternal flame, ancestral legacy, clarity, planning, releasing illusion, brilliant beliefs, luminous life force, personal power, calming the waters, peaceful self-regulation. So you see, these cards are just beautiful. They are inspiring. They are all about being a priestess of light. They are all about handling troubling aspects. They're all about giving you options of how to handle the dark days, the parts of you that grow troubled. They're all about dealing with those moments of good and bad, the growth that you have to do in this age. They deal with the aspects of your abilities, your growing mind. One of the reasons why I love this deck so much, and I mean in the fact of personally using this deck, is I find it really useful when I don't have an answer for something and I need to know the best way to handle something. So like if I don't know an answer and I need to handle it, and I will do a 3-card spread. And I find that it is on the mark a good 98% of the time, if not more. And those keywords and the card pictures themselves always tend to inspire me and tend to help me. They will give me just the right push to not only find the answer within, but also to give me the jump start I need to find the answer without. Sometimes it'll be like, click, what about this? What about that? Check on this. And sure enough, I'll find it. And it's like, blessed be, man. That was exactly what I needed to find. And it helps you to get in touch with the universe better, which I think is absolutely fantastic. Sandra Anne Taylor is one of my favorite Oracle creators, and I cannot say enough about her, especially since she doesn't have as many Oracle cards out there as some others, and that's okay. And I think that's why a lot of her Oracle decks are so powerful, because I used her energy Oracle deck for years and years and years. It was my personal Oracle deck. I did not use it often for other people, but it was like my go-to deck whenever I needed to know anything, whenever I needed to do anything. And God's bless, I would pull a card from it pretty much every single day. And if I had trouble with something and I needed to know an energy reading, that was my go-to deck. So getting her other decks has been a joy. The quantum energy deck has been a blessing. I use it for stuff, especially when I'm at work. Help me get through the day. If something comes up and I need to see how things will go, or if I'm starting to feel a little bit off center or frustrated, it helps get me on track. But like this deck has been so good, especially with dealing with COVID issues. I have long COVID, so it has been it has helped me keep strong when I keep having symptoms. And I have to have a test soon to see if I still have antibodies from my vaccination, because there's a possibility that I don't. So yeah. So let's do a reading for you guys. We're going to read about what your path is. We're going to do what your path is going to bring for the next couple of months. What things you may need to work on, what things you may need to be blessed with. And honestly, we're going to do something really special. What blessings are coming your way? What things that you get to draw on for yourself that will bring you higher in your spiritual needs? And I mean spiritual in the sense of your inner power, your inner grace. So So let's talk about this reading. This is really intriguing. I am really encouraged by this, guys. So some of the stuff that you have going on right now is the fact that you do have power over difficulty, because you've been having really difficult times recently. And I mean, yes, we're trying all to get over COVID. Some of us are still stuck, whether we have young kids, whether we have family members who can't be vaccinated or who have been very sick and have been suffering. We're kind of trying to figure out whether we want kids to go back to school, whether we have to, we're trying to find new jobs because we don't want to go back to be exposed, especially with the new Delta variant. We're trying to reclaim our own power. We're trying to be better than what we are. And this is something that is going to help us and guide us. We're going to power through the difficulty that we have right now. And the reason why we know that is because we've been building up this courage for months now. The roar of the lion. Now remember, the lioness is actually the one who hunts. She's the one who takes down the beasts. She's the one who basically kicks ass and takes names. She's all about the family, the strength, the courage. She's fierce as fuck. Now, and I say for she. Now don't forget, the male lion is strong in his own way. He is the leader of the, he is the leader of the pride. He is the one who, in defense of the pride, he's the one that calls the shots where they go. She hunts, he protects. So combined, that courage for them is huge. That's amazing, because that courage to power over difficulty is going to be there. Now you have sensuality. You have the tiger, feminine wisdom and passion. We all have a masculine and feminine side, okay? It doesn't matter what gender you are, non-binary, whether you're ace, whether whether you're trans, it doesn't matter, guys and gals. It doesn't matter at all. Your sensuality is you. The masculine and feminine wisdom is those parts of you that take from the divine sources, that help you to know what to do when things happen. It's your passion inside. Do you have a passion for cooking? Do you have a passion to do things that tap into a wisdom beyond yourself? That sensuality that makes you you is important. Now you'll notice that you have two of the big cats right here, which I love. And then you have this one, which has the Black Panther. Death and rebirth, from darkness to light, which comes right underneath your power over difficulty. So you have three big cats right now in your reading, which I think is absolutely magnificent. And remember, Black Panthers are just cougars. They can be black tigers. They can be a lot of others. If you have not heard about this, then if you go to on YouTube and watch the videos by Hood Nature, you will learn a lot more. You will laugh. He is very funny, even though he is very straight talking, but his straight talk will make you giggle and amaze you, because he disses nature in a way that is, you will learn a lot. But it's important. We all have a death and rebirth as we grow and learn. Everybody dies. Everybody is reborn. And that is in all parts of our lives. And I'm not talking about your end death and rebirthing. I'm talking about we die as a child. We're born as a teenager. We die as a teenager and we're born as an adult. They are transitions. And this is part of this. We go, when some of us fall into darkness and into a deep, dark depression And when we pull ourselves out into light, that is a death and rebirth. A lot of times you cannot rebirth yourself without that dying. In shamanism, you have to die on some level to be reborn as a shaman. That twilight transition, that death transition, is something that helps you to see past your limited vision. In Christianity, they say, buried with him in baptism, raised to the newness of life. That's the same principle. Now, sacred breath and sound. It has a dolphin, which, again, I'm just going to tell you to watch Hid Nature, because this makes me giggle. Just all I have to say. Sacred breath and sound. It's all about the life force and communication. Communicating with others is not simple. Our life force is part of the sacred breath. Without breathing, we die. We can go 3 weeks without food. We can go 3 days without water. We cannot go without breathing. We just can't. The sacred breath, we talk about the sacred breath of life. When we give the sacred breath of life to resuscitate someone else, when a baby takes his first gasp of air when he comes out, that sacred breath reinforces the life force within all of us. And sound. Sound is communication. Whether we hear, or we hear, it's communication to different species. When we hear birds chatter, they're communicating. When we speak to each other in words, we're communicating. And if we can't hear and we sign, depending on if you're in America or in the UK or in different countries in Europe or in Africa or in Asia, that also is communicating. Communication is part of life. It is part of the sacred sound. And we have to respect that. Without that, there is nothing. And that's important because this part is telling us we are being reborn. We are being given from the darkness that we have had, that we've had to have courage. We've had to be more into our wisdom and our passion. We've had to power over difficulty. Now that we've been reborn into light, we're going forward. We have to make sure that we use our life force, and we have to communicate better. We are building our world in a new way. We are creating what we want. We're creating and networking. We're expanding into things that we've always wanted to do. We're taking that step, and we're just not settling for the same old anymore. We're saying, I'm worth more. I'm worth better. And damn it, you're going to give it to me. And they will. And we're seeing that worldwide. And this is important. The Priestess of Light cards are telling us that as we build our world, we build it with each other. We are wrapped around in the tree of life. We're wrapped around each other. And that's important. Why? Because when we're wrapped around each other and we're wrapped around the tree of life, miracles happen within ancient wisdom. We come together, we share that ancient wisdom. We repair the hurt we've done to each other hundreds, thousands of years ago. And we come together as a force to save the world and to save ourselves, to save the future for generations to come. That is important. And we get to the divine masculine. Like I said, we all have feminine and masculine sides. And it's about active power, electric. Active power is the things that we do. You're going to notice in a few months as things come to grow that you are doing more. You have actual power for change. You're actually doing change. You are active. You are known for action. And your action is electric to people. It inspires others. And it may be things that you do online. It may be things that you never thought possible. That your divine masculine energy is giving you the opportunity to shine. But with grateful optimism, we have to keep moving. Joyous view of the future. We have to remember we have that chance to do better, to be better. This is the gift for you, that you can have a better future if you reach out and grab it. Don't settle. You've been reborn. You've come out one of the darkest time periods in over 100 years. It's not over, not by a long shot. But damn it, you've survived. Psychically, there's a lot of pain and trauma to go through, to put in its place. And that's what this is telling you. Have courage. You've dealt with a lot of trauma. Remember your breathing techniques. Build your new world. Don't be pushed back into the same shit, different day routine. You've been rebirthed. Look for your miracles. Join with others. Grab that ancient wisdom. Use your power that you've gained. And be optimistic that you can make the change. You are the change. Because you are part of the future. And why? Because you're part of the circle of eternal joy. You're part of the timeless dance of life. What happens before happens again and will continue to happen. Light will go to dark and dark will go to light. But the darkness doesn't have to be bad. The darkness can be a point of rest, a point of renewal. So when the light comes back again, we are ever more grateful for that light. And that's your reading. Like I said, over the next few months, these are what have just happened, and these are what's coming. So hopefully you enjoyed the deck. Like I said, this is the Priestess of Light Oracle deck by Sandra Anne Taylor and Kimberly Weber. It's by Hay House. I love the deck. It is a little flimsy, but like I said, it's the regular Hay House style cut mold. I love the look. I use it regularly. I would probably give this deck a 6.8 out of 7 chakras. It's easy to use for beginners and intermediates. So definitely check it out. Hay House has regular sales, so if you can, buy it from them direct at hayhouse.com. And I'll see you next time. Bendithian.